Bring down the moon, bring it down from the sky, till it's filling this room like an old lullaby. Here come the ships on the moon's silver beams, filling the harbor with their cargo of midnight dreams. When you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon. And here come the travelers with their maps and their plans, and their tales of adventure in faraway lands, of giants and windmills, castles in Spain, the girls in the windows, boy on the midnight train. When you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon, you bring down the moon. Bring it down. They will tell you their stories, sing you their songs. Frankie and Johnny, and who done who wrong. And here comes the magic, time and again. Just look at these candles we've lit in this midnight rain. When you bring down the moon, 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 you bring down the moon. Here it comes. Hello. I'm the support act. I should be playing songs that aren't on the album Pandemic Songs. Hey nonny, hey nonny, hey nonny, no. Bank holiday Monday and where shall we go? Let's go to the country, let's get in the car. Let's get us some heritage history, oh. Well, a family ticket costs 36 quid. To who R&A how the other half live. With their castles and dungeons and souvenir shops. Let's get us some heritage history, oh. Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Yeah, but for most of us peasants it wasn't like that. We'd be waiting at table, grateful for scraps, cleaning the stables, tugging our caps, or breaking our backs in their factories. Cause it's all based on slavery, legalised theft. From Bombay to Bradford they'd work us to death. In their mines and their mills now there's not a lot left. And it wasn't that merry to start with. Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Cause these are the people who stole all our wealth, begrudged us our schools and our national health, begrudged us our wages and bank holidays, begrudged us our hopes and our histories, who left us with nothing to do in these towns, left us with nothing that wasn't shut down. Now they let us buy tickets, they let us look round, like all that we are now is tourists. Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Well, it's hey nonny, hey nonny, hey nonny, no. Let's turn on the 10 o'clock when we get home. And another kid shot, another kid dead, in another dead end of old England. And is it too late now to take it all back? Take it all back, give it all back. Give us a future, instead of all this past and all those dead ends of old England. Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in this country? Oh, wouldn't we all like our own little place in the country? Hey nonny, hey nonny, hey nonny, no! No. No. Meanwhile, in Orange class, you get Kelly's knee, Craig's thumb, Rosie's rabbits and Gohar's mum, Turtle James and Mona's twins, for computer games where Omar wins. Who's lost their teeth and got new shoes? This is the 9 o'clock Orange class news. You get Harry's dad and Macaroon and Ruchi Gucci and Mr. Moon, Nash's motor, Harminder's James Bond, and Taffy's Daffy, and now where's James gone? Who's lost their teeth and got new shoes? This is the 9 o'clock Orange class news. You get Ryland's smile and Dragon's grin, and David's uniform is absolutely ruined the game, Mr. Johnson. What do you do with them all day long? In my day we did spellings, in my day we did tables, and it never did me any harm. It never did me any harm. All you seem to do is save the bloody rainforest. Adam's judo and Emily's Eckhoff. And Matthew's stories go on and on and on and on. Playtime! This is... Out you go, Matthew! Out! Out! Orange class, out! Out! No, out! I know you haven't finished. Out! Out! I made a cup of coffee. Mira's cousins and Partha's pigeon and Barney the dog done poo in the kitchen of Long John Lawrence and... Oi, wake up, Lauren. And, well, whose turn is it to weigh the bloody hamster? Who's lost their teeth and got new shoes? Don't both pull it. Oh! Get the sellotape. Spit it out. No, you can't have it with your milk. Be alright in the morning. So it's every morning on the mat. Who did this? Oh God, who did that? Be so nice if every kid only ever made the news like Orange Class did. Who's lost their teeth and got new shoes? This is the 9 o'clock Orange Class News. Forget the stupid things that grown-ups who never did do. This is the 9 o'clock Orange Class News. Complete with iffy chords at the end. So, it's called Bureaucratic Rag. Workers work and drummers drum. Chippies chip and plumbers plumb. Attendants wait and waiters hurry. Tomatoes soup and potatoes curry. And boozers booze and teapots pour. And bureaucrats, no one's really sure. Some painters paint, some painters splat, some poets rhyme like acrobats. Some painters painted Mona Lisa's flat, and Mona Lisa's cat sat on Mona Lisa's mat. But the bureaucrats in their party hats put a stop to this and a stop to that. Oh, how they love their bureaucratic culture. The office and the banter and the chat. They say they're there 'cause God is always busy. But you're never more than 10 feet from a bureaucrat. And if you can't play bass like a young Sid Vicious, if you got no scruples and you're dull but still ambitious, if you can tell the times and people what to do, then the bureaucrats is the life for you. With the whole wide world at your fingertips, all you have to do is count the paper clips. And when the cattle trucks rolled into Auschwitz, the bureaucrats were counting the paper clips. Really. They were Town where I grew up, everything got changed. I still watch the football, but I feel more like a stranger. Oh, it's a long road home, and everything closed down from my childhood to the sea. And everyone I meet's an exile or a refugee. And it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. A long road home. Oh, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Towers in the distance, everything looks new, but up close on the pavement it's all rags and bones and second-hand shoes. It's a long road home. Welcome to the third world, buried underground, barefoot in the metro, going round and 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 round, and it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. It's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Sky full of night, night full of stars. It's a temporary nightmare, the way things are. But it's a long road home. Thank you for the safe house, thank you for the song, thank you for the parting glass, moving on. It's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. It's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. It's a long road home. It's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. Yeah, it's a long road home. It's a long road home. Get longer. You can't go back. So, obviously, this is the year. Everything changed. Your guess is as good as mine where it's going to end up. So we learn from it. This is the first song from Pandemic Songs. It's called St. Mary. It sort of slightly references Typhoid Mary. I was also thinking about the sheer brutality of the way we treat our animals. So I can imagine some farmer with a beautiful pig calling it St. Mary because it was so beautiful, and then taking it to market to be slaughtered along with other creatures. They called the pig Mary and sent her to market to sell to the bourgeoisie bored with their diet. And the butcher and merchant made nothing but profit. And they danced round and round in a ring, saying, see how we all live like kings. And the blood from St. Mary, the snake and the rat, the blood from the monkey, the frog and the bat, they all bled together, the dog with the cat. And the bourgeoisie yawned in their beds. Their accountants kept count of the dead. First the dead were the poor and the sick and the old, and the nameless and homeless left out in the cold. But we breathe easily and believe what we're told. We dance round and round in a ring, saying, see how we all live like kings. Then the nurses got sick and the neighbours of neighbours, and over our shoulders the numbers got closer. The butcher's best boy, the merchant's fine daughter, the bourgeoisie hid in their beds. The accountants stopped counting the dead. They called it an accident waiting to happen. Everyone knew, but the butchers did nothing. And the merchants assured us they asked their accountants. And the bankers all said the same thing. Oh, see how we all live like kings. So call out your National Guard, close down your borders, program your drones and your billion-pound missiles. Send out your submarines, what are they good for? You and your army of clowns. St. Mary cuts all these things down. You and your army of clowns. St. Mary cuts all these things down. So the Monday afternoon before, criminally useless government finally decided, usually about a fortnight behind most other European countries, that lockdown was a good thing. Possibly a good thing. You exercise your own judgment, wash your hands and you'll be fine like me. Oh. So before that, I met my friend Jason at the Paris house on the borders of Hove and Brighton. Paris is great. It has Monday afternoon jazz, and everybody's actually even older than I am, and they've been playing since 1947 or whatever. And the audience is also brilliantly, heroically aging hepcats. and some of the reviews of the album, some of the reviewers very kindly think this was the Irregulars' last gig. Oh, to be allowed to play at the Paris house. Unworthy. Absolutely unworthy. So anyway, I was there in a punter capacity. Monday afternoon in the Paris house. All those old bohemians are there. Autumn takes your hat off in the Paris house, runs her fingers through your silver hair. Outside all the working weeks walk by. We're dressed up in our bebop best that money couldn't buy. Then before you know it, there's no time to say goodbye. Gee baby, doesn't time fly? It takes you 60 years to learn the language, 60 years of reaching for the moon. Then summer shakes her head, the weather changes. All you've got's this Monday afternoon. Outside all those working weeks walk by. We're dressed up in our bebop best that money couldn't buy. And then before you know it, there's no time to say goodbye. Gee baby, doesn't time fly? Gee baby, doesn't time fly? Nothing lasts forever. Take a look around. The plague is spreading. The Paris house is closing down. It's Monday afternoon in the Paris house. The last of the bohemians are there. Winter takes the last glass in the Paris house. Springtime shivers in Palmyra Square. And outside all the working weeks walk by. We're dressed up in our bebop best that money couldn't buy. Then before you know it, there's no time to say goodbye. Gee baby, doesn't time fly? Gee baby, doesn't time fly? I wrote this on the day that there are 422 official COVID-19 deaths. All your skylines and your cities, your soldiers, bombs and guns, all your statues and celebrities, your holidays in the sun. Well, you can hear the reptiles singing and the ghost trains rolling past, 'cause the fires have started burning, the ice is melting fast. Maybe next time you might listen, maybe next time you might hear, when that voice comes out of nowhere, whispers in your ear. This is nothing. All your masks and famous faces, all those high priests on TV, all those palaces and marketplaces built on slavery. Well, you can see the sunlight dancing down the street outside your door, but the world outside your window isn't your world anymore. Maybe next time you might listen, maybe next time you might hear, when that voice comes out of nowhere, whispers in your ear. This is nothing. Well, you can watch your golden mirror, you can clap your golden hands, but your monumental errors will be buried in the sand, and the reptiles will be singing, turning cities into song, and the sunlight will be dancing. Blink, it's all gone. Maybe next time you might listen, maybe next time you might hear, when that voice comes out of nowhere, whispers in your ear. This is nothing. Oh, this is nothing. What if there are no second chances? 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 Blink and you might miss it. I think the voice is Greta Thunberg's voice. It never ceases to amaze me how people just want to deny things. They want to deny things that maybe question their lifestyle, their privilege. It's just, we get a lot of that at the moment, don't we? Anyway, the sun's shining. Once a week, we go to Tesco's, because the car park's got lots of great dandelions for guinea pigs as well. Today I went to Tesco's, today the sky was blue. There were workers in the car park, told you where to queue. There was black and yellow tape down, show you where to stand. Everything was thought out, every detail planned. That's how one more lockdown day goes by. Goes by. Well, you listen to the radio, the news is all bad news. EU offers ventilators, but the Brexit boys refuse, 'cause their mate makes vacuum cleaners, and we can't say when, but we'll have British ventilators. Just hold your breath till then. One more lockdown day goes by. Goes by. Goes by. One more lockdown day. One more lockdown day. Well, we're standing in our doorways. It's 8 o'clock at night, and we clap and cheer the NHS. See, we're still alright. So much for herd immunity, now that toffs get the cough. If Tesco workers run the country, we'd be a whole lot better off. That's how one more lockdown day goes by. Goes by. All together. One more lockdown day. Can't hear you, Oldham. One more lockdown day. See, on the album there's John and Faye singing, so I need help. You've got to join in one last time. One more lockdown day goes by. Goes by. That's how. I should be in Paris. I should not be here, on the edge of chaos, about to disappear. The moon would order pale forth brooms, and you would hold me tight. I should be in Paris instead of here tonight. You take it all for granted, the tickets and the trains, till all you ever wanted you never see again. They said that 20,000 dead, that would be alright. I should be in Paris instead of here tonight. I should be in Paris I should be in Paris. I should be in Paris instead of here tonight, on the edge of chaos, fighting hard for every breath, run down for the last 10 years, till there's hardly nothing left. They knew that it was coming, but all they did was shite. I should be in Paris instead of here tonight. 5, 3, 7, 3 of us. 5, 3, 7, 3 of us. 5, 3, 7, 3 of us should still be here tonight. They knew that it was coming, Do you remember the days when we thought that 20,000 people dying was unacceptable? That I'd accept that for the government to say it will be okay if 20,000 of us died. Do you remember thinking that was not acceptable? Do you remember that? Don't worry, we get a badge. Well, you can buy it anyway. There's nobody to blame if our brave Prime Minister doesn't like to work weekends. And yes, he might have missed 5 emergency meetings, but now we're going to make amends. Thank you very much, you kept on working. See who needs PPE. Now you can get a badge that says who cares, and it only costs you 89p. It only costs you 89p. There's nobody to blame if our brave Prime Minister thought he was the new Clark Kent. And he wasn't doing nothing, he was looking for a phone booth. While February came and February went, but thank you very much, you kept on working. Who needs PPE? Now you can get a badge, it says who cares, and it only costs you 89p. Oh, it only costs you 89p. Our PM might have been quite unprepared, but a badge like that just shows how much he cares. And now is not the time to talk about a pay rise unless it's for our brave MPs. And now is not the time for government to be criticised. Wait until you're dead first, please. And thank you very much, just keep on working. Who needs PPE when you can get a badge? It says who cares, and it only costs you 89p. It only costs you 89p. It only costs you 89p. It's difficult, isn't it? But I think possibly, on balance, maybe because Bodger has effectively absented himself from appearing in public, and Donald Duck has kept on appearing in public and kept on gaffing and looking pathetic and doing nothing in public. as the chaos rages. So probably when it comes to the most incompetent leader, America, you got us again. World leaders. God blessed America when he was born, a humble billionaire, sent to so inspire us to spread the word of God with the stars of porn, and to whoop the ass of coronavirus. Don't be a jerk, don't be a chump. You wanna be that winning game show contestant. Just heed the word of Donald Trump. Inject yourself with disinfectant. God bless the land of liberty. God viva Las Vegas. God bless this land of liberty. God bless the Klan. And viva Las Vegas. We won both world wars. 1, 2, and 3. We don't bow the knee to no commie virus. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a chump. You wanna be that winning game show contestant. Just heed the words of Donald Trump. Inject yourself with disinfectant. It clears the lungs, it clears the head, kills 99.9% germs dead. We don't need no WHO, 'cause when the rapture comes, I'll be good to go. I'm gonna take my Glock and my stars and stripes and my freedom fries to see sweet baby Jesus wear the green berets, smoking cigarettes is God's own cure for the Chinese virus. If you want a seat at God's right hand, disinfectant wipes that seat clean for us. But don't you tweet bad tweets about my Uncle Sam. Yeah, we got the great white duck. You got the great St. Boris. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a chump. You wanna be that winning game show contestant. Just heed the words Donald Trump. Inject yourself with disinfectant. It's God's own laxative. Disinfectant may cause dizziness, nausea, blindness, vomiting, diarrhea, hair loss, insanity, internal organ failure. But guess what? You sure won't die of COVID-19. Disinfectant. soon to a privatised American-run hospital near you post-Brexit next year. I was pushing my trolley around Tesco's, and I met Tara, who still works at the place I used to work at Hertford. And she said, had a little chat, super socially distanced chat, and she said, "That's the highlight of the week, isn't it?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Do you write a song about that?" So I thought, yeah. For a while it was, wasn't it? The highlight of your week. Today the sun was shining, the sky was high and wide, but rain was forecast later, so they moved the queue inside. But they had all those holy grails us lockdown pilgrims seek, wipes and paracetamols, the highlight of my week. It's good to be in Tesco's. It's always good to know at least someone's got a plan to get you where you need to go, while you wait for the curve to flatten, wait for the spike to peak. Little miracles still happen. It's the highlight of my week. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, the highlight of my week. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, the highlight of my week. Wipe down our deliveries, learn to live apart. You feel that social distance fall like silence on your heart. But don't think about those hospitals where the news is bad or bleak. It was good to see you anyway. It was the highlight of my week. Good to see you anyway. It's the highlight of my week. Oh, yeah. Oh, the highlight of my week. All together. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, the highlight of my week. The highlight of my week. I don't know about you, I miss live music, but I don't want to go and do it in a field. I'm not, this is the second best as I want to get. This is difficult enough. I'm just talking to myself in a room. I don't know about you, but I find the lack of contact difficult. And dreams, the dreams have been weird. Have you had the dreams? Have you had the dreams? Yeah. This was I had this dream about my friends from Belgium, and in a way, it doesn't matter because all our dreams are weird. They're all none of our dreams make sense. I think they tell us what we kind of hope might happen, but didn't. All the bars were open, but it was not Amsterdam. We drove down Kingsley Road, crammed in Bart's car. Hugo just had euros, so we found an ATM. And there was Hounslow High Street, shining brighter than the stars. And all the bells were ringing. Yes, all the bells were ringing. The hotel was just like Berlin, and up and down the stairs there were cheap and cheerful people, just like me. Though I wasn't working, no one seemed to care. You let me in because you knew I would never find the key. All the bells were ringing. Yes, all the bells were ringing. Listen. All the bells were ringing, and then the light came through the blinds, with the sound of bottles breaking like the day. And then the rest was silence. The recycling van drove on, and silent as an old cat, my dreams all slipped away. All the bells were ringing. The hotel was just like Berlin, and I was not old and lonely, but the night slipped through my fingers. Oh, how the night slips through our fingers. Once all the bells were ringing. Once all the bells were ringing. Listen. And all the bells were ringing. Go on then. Send us in your lockdown jokes and stories. Something quirky, upbeat, warm and cheerful. Having trouble coping with your children? OMG, look at my haircut. Try this. She only had one mother, and her mother had to go to work. Though her mother had breathing problems, management made her work out on the platforms. Without protection, collecting tickets at Victoria Station, where she was coughed at and spat on. So she died a fortnight later. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? They only had one father, and the father had to drive the bus. They said the father was proud and loving. The ventilators could not save him. She only had one lifetime, spent a lifetime teaching children. Had said that she was gifted. She would be greatly missed by all. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? Here comes the joke. How about Dominic in lockdown? How he thinks he can do anything he wants to, so he does. How he thinks because he might have symptoms, he should drive from London to Durham and back again, taking in the castle. And all his friends go, well done, Dominic. After all, he isn't part of the herd. He don't resign and he don't say sorry, because he's part of a government getting away with murder. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. How many Daily Mail journalists does it take to make a hero? Lockdown jokes and stories. The belly mushinger, rail worker. Lockdown jokes and stories. Mervyn Kennedy, bus driver. Lockdown jokes and stories. Louisa Rajmakari, teacher. Lockdown jokes and stories. Lockdown jokes and stories. First our care homes were expendable, our pensioners could die. Our bus drivers were expendable, there's not a reason why. There had been no preparation, no plan, no PPE. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. First they stopped making the headlines, then they stopped making the news. When the dead become expendable, they get easier to lose. And those who never counted, well, things we can ignore. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. This is victory in Europe. This is victory in Europe. Oh, this is victory in Europe. This is victory in Europe. But don't forget your flags and bunting, don't forget to wash your hands. Your nurses, they're expendable, but I'm sure you'll understand. Stockpiles are so expensive, it's our money tree, not yours. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. Now our children are expendable. The economy comes first. Key workers are expendable. The poor always die first. There will be no government preparation, no coherent plan, no PPE. But you'll always have more children. I do. You could always have more children. Yeah, this is victory in Europe. Yeah, this is victory in Europe. Oh, this is victory in Europe. Oh, this is victory in Europe. This is. Don't forget your flags and bunting. Don't forget your flags and bunting. First our care homes were expendable. Now our children are expendable. Oh, this is victory in Europe. The highest rate of death in Europe. And 16,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces disappeared. 60,000 smiling faces. When all this is over, you can head straight to the pub. See your mates and family, give your mum and dad a hug. Hit the city or the synagogue, the cinema or the mosque. Say a prayer and light a candle for those we loved and lost. These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. You could hear the sound of birdsong, the silence of machines, and fragile, small and beautiful, the echo of our dreams. And you could hear behind the headlines, not a word they said was true. And so we clapped the frontline workers. What else could we do? These are the days we don't forget. These are the days we don't forget. Who was on the ambulances? Who was on the bins? Who was on the checkout, stacking shelves with all those tins? Who was in the transport? Who was on the vans? And who was in the care homes, washing more than just their hands? These are the days we don't forget. These These are the days we don't forget. Who had no gloves and visors and worked on nonetheless? Who had those smart advisors, failed to track and test? Who was on intensive care? Who was on TV to wash their hands of those who died with no apology? These are the days we don't forget. 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 'Cause they didn't come from Eton, they came from far and wide. For low pay and humanity, they went to work and died. So thank you won't be good enough. Let us not return to those businessmen as usual, but remember what we learned. These are the days we don't forget. 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 He moved to Minnesota to start his life again. He moved to Minnesota to start his life again. Somewhere, someone doesn't know your name. He moved to Minnesota to start his life again. And this time he was gonna do it right. Someone, no one knows you, who you are or where you've been. You can tell yourself before you sleep at night, I did good. I did good. I did good. I did good. He's never gonna make $1 million, but he gets an honest job. Even though those honest jobs don't pay, does his best to fall in love, take care of the kids. It isn't much to ask, but he could say, I did good. I did good. I did good. I did good. He had all the usual details, played football for the school, but that all comes for nothing, 'cause there's all those usual problems. Driving while black, driving while black. Big Floyd moved to Minnesota, turned his life around. Whichever car you're in, your skin's still black. Some fool calls the law over a $20 bill, and there's a white policeman kneeling on his neck. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Big Floyd moved to Minnesota. Moved to Minnesota. And he turned his life around. Big Floyd moved to Minnesota and turned his life around. Big Floyd moved to Minnesota, turned his life around. So there was just one more song on the album, and the album was written between March and June, and it's sequenced more or less as the songs were written. And then there was a partial lifting of lockdown, so I found myself, the Paris house was still shut, but I found myself in Palmyra Square. I met Hove. We sat on a park bench. Hove was drinking a coffee. He rightfully complained that he'd spent quite a lot of money for a cardboard cup with very little coffee in it. And that manages to feature in this song. And I just got a proper fountain pen and a notebook. That's what I decided I was going to get myself a proper fountain pen. So just going to sit down to do that with my mask. Met Hove. And so I started writing this. And I think I also ought to breathe and say the album is immeasurably improved by having Arvin playing phenomenal drums on it, and percussion, and even doing a bit of singing that you probably can't hear him. And Mr. John Forrester providing thunderous and beautiful bass and double bass. And his singing is just excellent. He is a consummate musician, and I feel lucky to have had his friendship and his skills for longer than any other irregular. And topping it all off is the wonderful Faye Simon, who literally had to phone her contributions in. She recorded them on her phone and sent to the studio. That's why on some songs I would have put a louder, but the quality of the recording. So the album is pretty beautiful and quite angry, and also Alison and Angus, the Irregular Records media department, have managed to confect some really lovely t-shirts and grab bags, and the postage is free for this weekend, so if you want to buy a t-shirt for no postage, do it before the end of the night. And I don't want to make it sound like It's more important than it is, which is just a collection of songs. But I think it's be good if people wear as many t-shirts as possible, because I think we need to crack this code of omerta that our free press seems to subscribe to. That actually Boris has done a very good job, and the government is doing a very good job. We need to remember that their original target was 20,000 of us dying, and it's nearer 60,000. For now the reptiles still make the loudest sound, rejoicing in their trees, defending their right to life with a song. Humans murmur at the edges, waking from their long winter hibernation with all their ludicrous vanity intact, bringing with them tubular steel folding picnic chairs, expensive minuscule cups of disposable cardboard coffee, elaborate ergonomic empty children's buggies. And somehow you're still here. And somehow I'm still there. Halfway through this year. In Palmyra Square. The escaped child totters happily across the grass. She holds the world carefully in both her hands, a blue ball. She laughs and melts away, absorbed by the blossoms of the feral flower beds and the laughter of the seagulls overhead. For now the trafficking is a rare and distant snarl, a passing susurration, and the summer breeze blows us kisses. And somehow you're still here. And somehow I'm still there. Halfway through the year. In Palmyra Square. Ah, here comes human purpose, diagonal, oblivious, striding across the square, mobile soldered to the side of his head, talking loudly to himself, making plans, ordering something special for dinner. Watch out, reptiles, Homo erectus. Homo erectus is on his hind legs again, and as far as he's concerned, singing's for the birds. But I do my best to hope, despite the shambles and the lies, there are more things to admire in us than there are to despise. And somehow you're still here. Somehow I'm still there. Halfway through the year. In Palmyra Square. Somehow you're still here. Somehow I'm still there. Halfway through the year. In Palmyra Square. I do my best to hope, Despite the shambles and the lies, there are more things in us to admire than there are to despise. That's kind of Nick from Albert Camus, The Plague. I don't know what we can look forward to. Maybe going back to some of the places we used to like before we all got shut down. Not a lot to ask. Well, we learned to dance together, we learned to play guitar, and I thought we'd dance forever, around and round the stars. But you wanted to be grown up, your gravity increased, but I stayed playing pinball at the Rendezvous des Artistes. But the days of art were over, the fucking journalists had won. Now everybody votes for their idea of having fun, and it's all done by computers in factories out east. But I'm still playing pinball in the Rendezvous des Artistes. In the Rendezvous des Artistes, come on and meet me at the Rendezvous, the Rendezvous. Take me to the Rendezvous des Artistes. Come what may, and that last don't took forever. And I got this to say: 2 fingers to the masters, 2 fingers to all the priests. Man, I'm still playing pinball in the Rendezvous des Artistes. In the Rendezvous des Artistes, come on and take me to the Rendezvous, to the Rendezvous des Artistes. Come on and take me to the Rendezvous, take me to the Rendezvous des Artistes. The Rendezvous des Artistes. I got to show for playing for so long is this pocket full of thumb picks, some are half-remembered songs. But no matter how much rainfall, each time I get released, you'll find me playing pinball in that Rendezvous des Artistes. In the Rendezvous des Artistes, come on and take me to the Rendezvous, the Rendezvous. Take me to the Rendezvous des Artistes. night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. Oh. I remember watching the telly when the telly suddenly said this bloke called President Kennedy had been shot, suddenly dead. It's the same thing 2 years later, 1965. It buggered up the telly the night that Churchill died. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. Ooh, when the Saturday morning pictures showed a hard day's night, it made a nice change from the Dam Busters, though it was still black and white. If those big girls sit behind you, smoking Players number 10, and they swear and they scream and they threaten to stab you with their big girl safety pins, don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. Oh, well, the world was always changing, but your mum and dad don't. We said goodbye to the 50s, but your mum and dad don't, 'cause they never had it so good, so they wanted it to last. But I felt like I was drowning in someone else's past. It was someone else's England, and it still sticks in my throat that there's not one flicker of Dresden on that face on my £5 note. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Don't worry, there's always Ovaltine. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. Leave the light on the landing on. Night, night, sleep tight. 'Cause there's always Ovaltine. So, the next song's a very old song, which I wouldn't normally do unless Paul Sandy twisted my arm. These were the days when I could write songs in 24 hours and remember them. We had this gig in Carlisle. This was in the days when we had the marvellous, the wonderful John Maxwell playing drums. And John Maxwell, he had a van. So he thought it would be perfectly easy to all of us pile into the van in London and drive all day up to Carlisle and do a gig. Kip overnight and come back the next day. It was a Saturday night. Well, technically it was possible, but by the time we all got there, we were all exhausted, and from being a relatively tight, grindy old roots group with some world music proclivities, we just turned into a free jazz ensemble. It's very embarrassing. Were we downhearted? Nah. We're never downhearted if you can write a song about it, I suppose. Don't think I've played Carlisle since. Like a lot of places, once was enough. That's what they had booked me beforehand, but yeah, that was it. You don't know how it started. Take a guess at where it goes. It's the unsung and uncharted song everybody knows. It's the hand upon the shoulder. Turn around and then it's gone. Past us like the thunder passes, rolling on, rolling on. Every lover is forever, as forever as the sky. There are ghosts on every corner, but we still laugh until we cry. Given time, it doesn't matter. Given time, it's dead and gone. Given time, there's just the banjo and charango. They go rolling on, rolling on. They go rolling, rolling on, rolling on. You go rolling on. Me, I'm not much good at friendship, but I love it when you smile. And this road is as long as a Saturday, from London to Carlisle. God damn the high and the mighty will be there when they're long gone. Renegades in transit vans, travellers rolling on, travellers rolling on, rolling on. We go rolling, rolling on, rolling on. We go rolling, rolling on. We go rolling, rolling on. We go rolling, rolling on. I did actually write that in the back of the transit on the Sunday on a banjo, but we will have our guilty secrets, don't we? Just better check the tuning after that because I got quite excited. Oh. Yeah, got a few more to do, and see, my plan, is there a plan? I'm going to maybe try and do Hove Palladium fortnightly so no one gets too stressed by it. Because I think I've run out of songs now, and my writing rate has slowed down, as has my memory. So, don't keep going through the old stuff then, do we? I think in a fortnight's time, if you want to create any requests, please, yeah, go on, send them in. I'll have a bash. Nothing too awkward though, please. I mean, I don't think I'm going to do Weather in the Storm. It's like, no. And songs that rely on Pip. I mean, it'd be lovely to do a gig with Pip. Pip, are you out there? No. See, we met last December and that's it. We are friends, but and I'd like to do some gigs with different people, and there are various plans for. But what is definitely going to happen is probably 1st of November. will be another Zoom concert, and this time the irregulars will be the jazz combo irregulars. Well, sort of a loose kind of jazz in the loosest possible sense. That will be me and Mr. Forrester Linz on wind and Faye. So we probably won't be doing too many punky versions, but it'll be the sort of thing you can listen to negotiate the dark night of the soul. That's planned for the 1st of November with a bit of luck, provided we don't all get locked down or the earth collapses, which you could always do. But you never know. As long as the night runs out before the money runs out, we'll be okay. The Hotel Esmeralda isn't what she used to be. No one wants a one-star patron saint of beat poetry. Well, I do. Just stick a flat screen on a wall and watch some crap TV. The last hope for utopia might well be you and me. Though every holy city's now a US embassy, the last hope for utopia might well be you and me. Well, the Riviera's raining, but at least we got this far. The 6'2" white rabbit, the 5'4" dark star. Something's bound to work out once we work out where we are. In this corner of this corner old town, quarter Irish bar. Though fate may favour her no, but chance may choose Ricard. In this corner of this corner old town, quarter Irish bar. Well, the barman brings you coffee, beer and pretzels in a jar. You can rest your broken bones and baggage at the bar. And if the designated drunk who drives a handmade jazz guitar tells you that you're beautiful, well, that's because you are. Though you might not trust him with the keys of C flat or a car, if he tells you that you're beautiful, well, that's because you are. I don't own a Smith Corona like F. Scott used to play. We ain't been those grand casinos on the promenade Anglais. We ain't seen that green light shining so bright out across the bay. But if the night runs out before the money runs out, we'll be more or less okay. And all 14 fortune tellers in the snug and cellar say, if the night runs out before the money runs out, we'll be more or less okay. If the night runs out before the money runs out, we'll be more or less okay. Yeah, if the night runs out before the money runs out, we'll be more or less okay. Doing my best to channel Ronnie Wood there. I don't as the older I get, the more I like Ronnie Wood's guitar playing. The older I get. It was the end of the miracle. It was good to be alive. In wild West Germany, 1975. I was working in this factory. I was packing contraceptives. Ford Fender telly home with me, and Funhouse by the Stooges, singing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Well, England was grey and white, cheap as cold chips, and it closed at 10:30 every night. And there was hippies everywhere in their dungarees and flares going, play some rock and roll, man. Well, every gig I got, I gave them waiting for the man. Whether they wanted it or not, they didn't. Singing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. So when punk finally happened, man, I've seen it all before. I was doing open tunings, jazz chords, and I'm with this acoustic. Every gig I got, I gave them love and death and politics, whether they wanted it or not. Singing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Well, now I don't know how it happened, how I got to be this old. And there's more kids than stars with Chinese guitars reinventing rock and roll. And it's gone 10:30 now, and there's nothing much survives. But the tail end of this miracle, it's still good to be alive. Singing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, sha-la-la-la-la, 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 sha-la-la-la-la. Yeah, well. This sounds a lot better with the band, obviously. But hey, this is all the Einstein you're ever gonna get. The sun is gonna rise up and the sun is gonna set. Fireworks gonna burn you, rain will make you wet. You keep on asking questions, but all you ever get is stupid answers. Stupid answers. Stupid answers. Oh yeah. Well, this is all the Einstein you're ever gonna need. From each one their ability, to each one what they need. It isn't rocket science. 2 and 2 make 4. If you didn't have the wealthy, you wouldn't have the poor. And stupid answers. Stupid answers. Stupid stupid answers. Oh yeah. But here's to the night, the moon and the stars, all of the bottles, all of the bars. Here's to you, and here's to me, all of the people we wanted to be. Never quite made it, cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Well, I can't remember the next line. Oh yeah. Oh, let us tell the same old stories, tell the same old jokes. I will always love you through the mirrors and the smoke. Watch the same old magic, do the same old trick. It's always over far too quickly. Far too quickly. All of the people wanted to be never quite made it. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Yeah, I wish I'd been a watchmaker too, but nothing happens twice. Pour me out the same again. We can watch the ice, do the same old magic, tell the same old jokes. I will always love you through the mirrors and the smoke. Stupid answers. Stupid answers. All those stupid answers. Oh yeah. So here's to the night, the moon and the stars, all of the bottles, all of the bars. Here's to you, here's to me, all of the people we wanted to be. We never quite made it. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. Oh yeah. Cheers. And the encore? Well, why not? Thank you for the pleasure of your company. Please take care. I hope to see you here next time the Hove Palladium opens its magnificent doors. But even more than that, I hope to see you at the end of the second half of the year. And at some point for real. Well, we met at this fairground, the way that you do. I wasn't looking, neither were you. I aimed for the jackpot, I missed by a mile. Everything's crooked, even your smile. And all the while, the big wheel was turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. It was nothing dramatic, just too much too soon. You wanted the sunlight, I wanted the moon. When I look back, you were too far away to hear the words I wouldn't say. And all the while, the big wheel was turning round and round, round and round, with all of its accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. So I gave up on fairgrounds, and life carried on. Dying for love only happens in old songs, without angst and nostalgia, famines and wars. No one believes much in love anymore. Then I passed this old fairground. The wheel was the same. All that had changed was your face and your name. You were not a day older. The years fell apart. You looked over your shoulder, straight into my heart. All the while the big wheel was turning round and round, round and round, with all of us accidents waiting to happen. The big wheel goes turning round. The big wheel goes turning round. The big wheel goes turning round. Thanks, take care. Thank you for your participation in the Hove Palladium magic. Take care and see you later.